Hello everyone, it's Old Guardian here, and there is a new summon pool event. Summon pool events are some of my favorite things in Raid, because the pools tend to be pretty good with some epics and legendaries, and this one is even better than the most. So let's take a look at this Protector summon pool, because this is pretty crazy. First, thank you Raid Shadow Legends for sponsoring this video and for giving me this wonderful promo link. If you need a new Raid account, the best Raid account is right here. Down below in the description, in the QR code, Deacon Armstrong to tutorial, Uugo at 15, Tagoar at 20, Mausoleum Mage at 30, the best possible start to Raid. And once you have started with Raid, then there is this summon pool, Protector summon pool. So the headline champions, once again, the headline champion has a lower chance than usual, only 1.5%, and there are two of them. Shredder, if you missed the tournament, well, now Shredder is available from here. Shredder is okay. It's not the greatest of champions, but it's fine. And then there's Raiho, and Raiho, I mean, an absolutely stunning Void legendary. That is a superb champion, so well deserving of the headline spot. However, all the other champions here too, like this Packmaster Shayak. If you have Crowcard, if you did like Crowcard Fusion and you don't have Shayak for whatever reason, then Crowcard and Shayak are an absolutely stunning pair. You really, really want that. If you don't have Crowcard, then you don't really need Shayak for anything either. Although, of course, if you can pick up Shayak now and then you later pick up Crowcard from somewhere, then you can have that superb Hydra combo. There's Korugar, there's Artak. I mean, these champions are phenomenal. Granyt Doorkeep, the latest fusion, already also available from a summon pool, and many people skip the fusion, as they kind of should, because you didn't want to spend all those resources that would compromise your ability to save for the Leonardo event, for the Raphael event that are still coming. But the summon pool doesn't compromise your ability nearly as much. So okay, there's Granyt out there, there's Krakos Turndrake, there's Tuhanarak, there's Pivot, there's Uger. Alright, so that's the legendaries. But okay, legendaries form only 6% of the summon pool, so 94% of what you're going to pull are going to be epics. And this epic pool is kind of ridiculous. Duedan, Husk, Ilizinia, Miscreated Monster, Signy. Okay, Signy is like the weakest here. Thoraki the Frog is here, Boff, Delaya, Magnar, Orn, Vogoth, and Rask. I mean, wow. That's like some of my dream epics. The best possible epics in this game are in this pool, and the overall quality is just so incredibly high. So let's take a look. Okay, try to evaluate a little bit on, okay, how strong are all of these. First of all, the truly superb pools, the pools that can define your account. Well, Raiho, Void Legendary, one of the best Void Legendaries too. That's obviously one. And then Shayak, conditionally though. If you have Crowcard and you can put together Crowcard plus Shayak, then that will transform what you do against Hydra, for example, and also very useful in many other occasions. So conditionally good. But if you don't have Crowcard, then you don't really have immediate use for Shayak either. So then it's just going to be in the weak pool. So that's why 2 possible percentages for the superb pools. But okay, there are very few pools that can be account defining. There can be more pools that can be very, very strong. And this is the widest pool of strong pools that I have seen in a summon pool event, and summon pools are typically already pretty good. So there's Shredder, Korugar, Artak, Granyt, Krakos, Uger, those legendaries. And then the epic pool, I mean, Thoraki the Frog, Boff the Rancid, Vogoth, Miscreated Monster. These are some of the absolute best champions in the game, especially for epics, and even competitive with many of the legendary champions. They're like legendaries in disguise, really. And now you have a little bit under 8% per shard to pull each of these. And I mean, it's just incredible. And the sheer quality of this pool really comes to life with these okay pools. Like, okay, these might not be account defining. You might be happier if you were able to pull Thoraki or something, but still, Tuhanarak, great, especially for Arena. Bivald, these are pretty strong. Duet and the Runic, really undervalued, I think, in Ayumila and in Hell Hades, because Duedan is a pretty solid protector, cleanses buffs, gives shields, just does a really great job. Then Husk, Ilizinia, Delaya, well, Delaya also part of a fusion, of course, so maybe more famous for that. other than her skills as such, but still Magna. On also, like, On can solo stuff. On can solo like Dragon, for example. On has some really great things going for it, even more so than the ratings maybe tell sometimes. And Rusk, okay, Rusk heals a ton when Rusk attacks. And is that enough? Like Hell Hades says that it's not really enough, whereas Ayumi Love thinks that it's great. So at the very least, all of these are fine. These are good additions to an account. And usually in a summon pool, we would have like 20 to 30% of pools would be weak ones. But in this one, there's only like Signy isn't really up to par. And then somewhat Shayak. If you don't have Crowcard, then Shayak won't immediately do anything for you. But then again, how sad are you really if you pull Shayak? Because then if you ever happen to pick up Crowcard, you have that pair and then you're ready to roll. So yeah, it's sort of weak, but it also gives you like this promise for the future. So the almost complete lack of anything weak in this pool just makes it so incredibly powerful. So how can you get some of this good stuff? Well, the main way to get stuff from summon pools is with real money. You can buy Prism Crystals. That's €6. You need 40 for each pool. So that €6 is actually only half a pool. Then there's that €24 for 80. So that's 2 pools and then even bigger packs. So money is the way. And for each of these events, you can also get 1 or 2 pools for free by completing a tournament. Of course, you just have to do something in game. And this time we have a Gear Ascension tournament. It looks like we're only going to have 1 tournament for this one. At least we haven't seen another one yet. And this gives exactly enough crystals to pull once from the pool. And it's Gear Ascension tournament. And this one has pretty good prices otherwise too, because there's also that Immortal Soulstone. So I really recommend doing this one. And how should you go about doing a Gear Ascension tournament? Well, you can do either Sand Devil or you can do Phantom Grove. And Phantom Grove gives you slightly more points per energy that you spend. And in both of those, typically, like, we start with something that's kind of viable. Like if you can't even do 11, then it's a little bit tough. But stage 11 gives you pretty decent points. The next stage that beats stage 11 is stage 16. So you don't want to do 12 to 15 at all. If you can do 11, you do 11. If you can do 16, then you will do 16. And the only stages that beat 16 are actually 23, 24, and 25. So if you can do 16, you don't want to do 20 in a Gear Ascension, or 21, or even 22. You just want to do that 16, get those points, and then roll on from there. It's going to cost you a little bit, and if you can do stage 25, obviously, then these events really become easy. If you can't do stage 25, then they are quite a bit more difficult. But 11, 16, those are already quite all right. So in conclusion, a summon pool event, basically each pool is like a curated sacred shard. Same probabilities to get epic or to get legendary as from a sacred shard, except that the pool is curated. So a lot depends on the quality of the pool. Typically the pool is better than sacred shards. Sacred shards have a lot more poor epics and weak legendaries in them. And this one is particularly strong. Also the €12 price is lower than sacred shards most of the time. This is the strongest summon pool that I have seen. This Gear Ascension tournament has very solid prices, so I highly recommend doing this Gear Ascension tournament. We don't know yet if there's going to be a champion chase. So if there's a champion chase while there's this event, then you can pull the epics and legendaries during the champion chase and also get points for them. So you want to double dip if it's possible. But we don't know yet if there's going to be one or not. So you might want to wait and see a little bit. Okay, is there going to be a champion chase, and then I can just get points from there while I pull the stuff from the pool. But you definitely want to get involved with this pool, at least through the Gear Ascension, if not with also real money, because this one is so good. Thank you for watching. Click like and subscribe if you enjoyed this, and a special thanks to all of my Patreon supporters, YouTube members and Twitch subscribers who make all of these videos possible.